You drop a tea.
I'll take that up there.
We'll turn it down as well.
It's getting cool out in the middle of this shade.
Hot water.
Do you like long tea or short tea?
Long.
Long tea?
Take my hand away first though.
You need to move the hat back. See that, boys? Even I can do the long tea.
You want that more?
You won't drop a tea.
It's a bit weak, that tea.
You've earned it. Right. Well, hi everybody. We have... Where are we?
In the shade.
We're a long way from Ballymena.
That's right. What was they call this? Wilson Town Road here, Killaloe, Banburn.
Now, we came here today because we wanted to have a wee chat with you. But first of all, because we've such an audience, I'm going to let you introduce everybody, tell everybody why we're here, and then we're going to ask you a few questions. So, who are you? Where are we? And what's this all about?
Right. Well, I'm Stanley Livingstone. This is Leslie Bloomer. He's actually my brother-in-law. This is Alexander, my son, and Andy, the other son. And we're here today to talk about where we're at our own farm here at Wilson Town Road. And we're here today to talk about the tractor run.
And like, the Livingstone tractor run has become a bit of an institution of a thing. Like, I think that's a fair comment. Like, it's maybe officially you don't want to say it, but to me, in my mind, I don't know of any other tractor run in Great Britain and Ireland with as many tractors that go to it. Now, if there is one, somebody let us know, because we would like to know. But like, it really is up there. Like, how many tractors would you be expecting to see this year?
Well, we're hoping for the 800.
Like 800 tractors at one run.
That's right, that's right. That's what we're hoping for.
Will it happen?
Hopefully. What was 750 last year? So.
Aye, it was up around the 750 last year.
752 or 754, yeah.
Yeah.
And only that there was, for only, there could have been more, like, and there's no reason why that happened a year.
What, you know, I think it was into the second year before we at GRASSMEN sort of got involved, or maybe really understood or knew much about it. What's the reasoning behind it, and what's been the driving force behind this particular run that you guys do?
Well, I suppose the first year we done here was just, we've always worked with the contracting and been at machinery, and my father, my foreman was always had it as well, and we've had it for years. But then 7 years ago in August past there, my mother, she passed away with cancer, and she was very, very well cared for in the hospice in Uri for the 13 days previous to her passing away. They kept her there. Originally when she went in, she thought she was only going in for a wee bit of sorting out, you know, to get home again. And she was looking to get home, but then when she got in there, realised that she wasn't going to get home again. And she was that well looked after, she didn't even want to come home again. You know, she just wanted to stay there because she wasn't fit to come home. And they done an excellent job. Father, he stayed the 13 days as well while she was there, and they looked after him, they looked after her, they looked after us when we were down seeing her. And then after she passed away, then we talked about it, and we thought we need to do something here in return. And we sat in the house and talked about it, and with the rest of the family as well. That's not all here today, but then I think it was maybe Andrew here come up the idea. He said, "What are we doing a tractor run?" And I thought, how do you do that this time of year?
Coming on this far.
Well, like, Andrew, when you had that idea and you said about doing a tractor run, if I have got this right within the history of it, the first 2 years of the run, you did it sort of based around here.
Yeah, we done it around home here till it got out of hand and we couldn't control it anymore. So we had to go to a bigger place. And
yous are down now, and so the tractor run, the basics about the tractor run, when is it? It's Saturday, is it 28th?
28th, Saturday after Christmas normally, every year.
Yeah, that's the standard date. And where?
Armagh Business Park.
Armagh Business Park, and that's just out the what?
Hamiltonsbawn Road.
Hamiltonsbawn Road, and you'll not miss it. There'll be tractors coming
opposite the MOT centre.
Everywhere. And I mean, the tractor run has been supported, I suppose, from North Antrim. I mean, this is what I know of. I can't speak, so you'll maybe tell me. It's been supported from North Antrim really to Dublin.
Oh,
you know, because I think last year Michael Hoy had 2 tractors at it. Michael Hoy had 2 tractors at it. Even a couple of years before that, up from Country Crest, and then a lot of guys from round home always gather up and make a do of coming down on that particular Saturday. Mm-hmm. Use are big contractors, obviously. I mean, look at this here as well. What all happens here on the farm?
Well, we cut silage and we milk cows, plant maize, just contract and farming together. So.
And you have a very big tanker. I'm just saying. It's right in front of me. It's behind the cameras. That's a big tanker. So he's obviously moved a lot of slurry and stuff.
Slurry's getting to be a bigger thing every year. So.
But like this here, like I mean, it's not just a couple of wee self-propels that you're chopping with here.
No.
There's two flagship foragers over my shoulder here. You've both the 88 and the 7950. Which one's your favourite out of the two of them? Considering they're both coming, it's a big thing for John Deere here, you know, coming from the X7 to the X8 and now they're into the 9. The 7950 up into the 88, is there a massive difference between them? Because John Deere would tell you it's phenomenal.
Not in power size, I would say, but just the 88 could handle the grass, maybe the lumps better.
Would you just do that wee bit with that system of
well, the feed rollers maybe and stuff's better.
Well, who's the biggest into the contract out of you all?
Well, say Andrew's more into the me maybe.
Contracting. So you a bit more around the cows and stuff?
Yeah, but we'll have to help out with whatever's going on.
How come this man forget the dress code here? He's got a Scania code on him.
It's just one that I got free. Somewhere, it appeared along the line somewhere and it was comfortable.
And how do you help him get involved in the tractor run?
I suppose I get a few things washed up and tidied up and painted up and drive in front of it, hopefully. Didn't make it last.
He's always the leader.
Usually drive in front of it. I didn't get last year, I ended up in hospital. I took a pain in my neck. But I'm looking forward to the year now because I've missed a year. I've done my best to go, but I come home on the Friday night from hospital to go and wasn't fit to go.
Just was too much, just under
It was too much pain, but I'm looking forward to the year now.
I guess it's age.
Yeah, I getting old.
Don't you be saying that. Stanley and me were at school together. He claims to be the same age as me, but he's slightly older.
Not too much.
Not only has it become like one of the biggest, if not and most popular tractor runs, it's also in a world of a lot of tractor runs. I think that's a very fair comment. It's the one that everybody talks about and looks forward to going to. Maybe it's the good timing or whatever way you want to look at it, but you know, right in between Christmas. But yous have raised it, like, taken it to the really the plus side in all of this. The amount of money you guys have raised over is it many years?
8. This is going to be the 8th year.
This is the 8th year. So in 7 years, have you any idea how much? I know you've raised an awful lot of money.
I know how much it is now.
A brave bit.
A lot.
Look, although we're sitting around here as four talking about the day, like it's not all down to us by any means.
I understand that.
We're doing the interview and explaining here, but there is like, you know, our I suppose entire family is involved in it. Taking in my brothers who don't work on the farm and those another brother who works on the farm as well with me. He's not here today, but at that time it was our own family with a few helpers at the beginning. But now
it's a team.
It's a team now because at the beginning it was the Southern Area Hospice only who was benefiting from it. Well then the Children's Hospice we brought them in as a second charity to come along with us, and then this year we brought in their ambulance.
Yeah.
They're doing so much work on the farming community, especially. Depends so much on them with accidents and nothing happen. So they're in this year. So every time you bring on a new charity, you get a new set of helpers, and that makes probably our job easier. You know, the tractor run is getting bigger, but I wouldn't say that our input personally is getting any bigger because everybody else is doing their bit as well. That's as I see it, isn't it?
But that's what it's all about at the end of the day. It's people coming together for the greater good. So, what's the charities on the door this particular year? Then you said there you had their ambulance brought in this year.
The Southern Area Hospice, Children's Hospice, and the air ambulance.
And the air ambulance has been added in. Yeah. Well, I think that's three very, very, very good charities. I mean, you'll not get much better. The addition of the air ambulance, I would suggest in the rural community, accidents do happen. Certainly. We know they do happen. We know the air ambulance has an ability to get the HEMS team out. I mean, and we have worked with the air ambulance a lot over this last year. And when you actually stand back and watch them, and we set up some scenarios for them, and you know, with harvesters and a potential trap at the front of a harvester, and they didn't act their line, you know, as if they were caught at the front of the machine, and you know, when you watch them stepping out of the helicopter and going over, even though it's fake, you know, you're a wee bit sort of, you hope this never happens. So that's a great charity to get behind as well. And I suppose 800 tractors, boys, that's a lot of tractors.
There's some site.
But it's built well over the years. Like, I can remember back 7-8 years ago when Andre come to me one day, he says, I think I run the tractor home. I says, when are you thinking of running it? He says, around Christmas time, you know. I thought to myself, it'll work that time of the year. But a lot of tractors, I know farmers are busy all year round, like, but at that time of the year, especially after Christmas, a lot of tractors knocking about. It doesn't a good thing too. It gets a lot of tractors cleaned up.
You are right.
Everybody wishes them, gets them cleaned out,
But like,
polished.
I remember it very well. I remember sort of maybe the first year, you know, we as a wee business Grassmen, we were really only getting up and running, and it was during that year from your first run to your second run, we had invested and bought the first lorry, and then we had bought an old trailer, literally just bought an old trailer around the time, and we had bought those old tractors, and we were trying to make that, and it was just perfect. And you know, there was great crack, you know, silly o'clock in the morning, right enough, getting tractors loaded up and being up, and then you're roaring down the road for a bit of crack, and it's just sort of something. So like, people do look forward to getting out and doing these sorts of things. Do you run all John Deeres?
Here? Oh yeah, I was all John Deere.
No blue ones?
No. I'm not
No
doing
red
that.
ones.
John Deere.
What's the most popular tractor bot that goes to run? Do you ever count them? Do you ever look at a drone shot?
I'd say it's between John Deere maybe and New Holland, would it?
I think you're right, yeah.
They would be the two biggest waves.
Yeah. Definitely, yeah. Well, the Massey's, there's a lot of Massey's about
The
too.
Massey's about too. It's just always wondered, did anyone ever? But maybe you don't know. Whenever people
It's hard to
register,
know
you
when there's that many of
you
them.
maybe never count it up.
No, that never was even talked about, but done like
That's something you should do for the crack.
maybe.
Because when people register,
you
like,
could maybe annoy some people, but and maybe please some other people. But
literally take a wee box and see out of the 800 what percentage. We could run a competition and
Could
give
be done
something
now.
away.
Could be done. Yeah.
that's not
I
actually.
give you a goodie bag.
That's actually quite a good idea. Like, where you might bring a few more of all breeds of tractors, or more of that breed of tractor that John Deere New
It was
Holland.
just something I just wondered, like, you know, is this predominantly this area? Would it be John, dark green and blue?
No, this is just
Mixture.
mixture. Just
Good mix of tractors
just a
now.
mixture like this. Like, you know yourself, there's men who have Massey's on the Turbo Massey's, men who have New Hollands, Turbo New Hollands, and we have John Deere's. That's what we have. Why mix and match? Like, you know, the company we work with, Gilpin's, works well with us, and we work with them, and it does the job. Like,
Yeah. What's your favourite tractor?
250.
Right up, the 250R has a lovely, lovely tractor. What's the one you could forget about in the John Deere that you've had over the years? There's always one, like. Is there one? No?
good question. I don't know. They're all as the models change, you change with them, but
They're all good in their day.
we never had one that we wanted rid of. Like, you know, they're all. They keep themselves well. They sell well again. You know,
Sell well again.
you could have a John Deere sitting in the shed there and a horse scruffy looking, spending an hour around her, cleaning her, and a bit of a polish and a wee bit of touching in the steps knot. She's back to the fresh tractor again. You know, that's what I find about them.
We were out in America there when we were videoing our latest DVD. It was Frederick's Harvesting, and like their policy was they bought machines based on the residual market, and that residual market was 1 year. So they did their calculations based on a 1 year sale. Hey, it's getting rough out here. Did they give it rough for today?
There's them all evening.
It's pretty high here, you know.
We're in the right place anyway. Hey.
If somebody closed that door.
You weren't nowhere coming in for the warmer. These boys, we could be running out here shortly.
Oh, there's another one.
Gee. Who said men can't multitask? Well, how does it work? So is there a cost to come onto the tractor run, or what way do you work it?
They've a registration fee of £10 per tractor. Some people will throw in 20 quid, some, you know, but
course,
it's a minimum,
of course.
a minimum fee of £10 per tractor. Now, they have a real good team there at registration. That's the key point. whenever the tractors are coming, to get them registered quick,
Yeah.
get them on in the park, because once the tractors start coming there around that at 10 o'clock time, they just start coming thick and fast. Like.
How do you get 800 tractors odd out onto a road and round a run?
Well, wasn't there one year they went right around the run, and before the last tractor was out, we were back to the point.
Was that 14 mile?
Something
I think
like that,
14,
isn't it?
15 mile on the first tractor. The last tractor was still leaving, and the first one had a settlement that the last one's out.
And I think, in one sense, what you just said there, I think sometimes, we would be invited to a lot of tractor runs, as you can understand. And some of them, you get into the tractor, and you're like, is this ever going to end? And you're driving round and round, and you start to lose the fun. Whereas I've always liked that it's in the crack before it, the crack after it. And when you go out in the run, you go out and you get the run done, and you get back in again. You know what I mean? It's not overly long. But I'm just amazed you're saying 14 miles there, and it takes it all. Like.
A big secret in a tractor run, which we've sort of learned over the years, left turns. If you keep left turns when you're driving, you're not crossing a road. Mm-hmm. So when we go out to the gates of the business park, we're turning left, and we're sort of going basically left nearly the whole time. When you're crossing with main roads and there's traffic coming, you can't stop traffic. So,
but I'm assuming with the size of it, there's organising involved, because I'm assuming you're going to have to get the police involved and all sorts of stewards involved. Like, there's bound to be a strong team, as you talk about team, but there must be a lot of people on the ground in the morning of it. Like,
Everyone takes their part, and it's your job to look after the marshals, or your job to look after this or that. It's all job done in the morning.
oh, very good.
you'll have a team we'll have a catering team, you see, and they look after the catering. We do it, we're told to help them out. We have another man, I'm on Francie Lappin, and he's the chief marshal. He looks after the marshal. He brings a team of men to do marshal here, there, and yonder. That's his main part. Everybody has sort of their main piece to do, and you look after that. But funny, it just falls into place. And there's always extra people about. If you need a wee job done, they'll do it. Like.
Well, look, I suppose it's Christmas Eve now. Believe it or believe it not, it's Christmas Eve. Do you believe that?
Time for a wee drink.
Do you believe? Well, I'm not there to warm me up. If you find that man's kitchen table, you'll be sorted. It's Christmas Eve now, and I suppose on behalf of all the Livingstone family and all the team, I would invite anybody this Saturday to get into your tractor, old or new, it'll not matter. Make your way to Armagh, and there'll be a right bit of crack there now. It'll be good fun, and it always has been. I do enjoy trying to get. I think I've been very blessed. I've got to bring some nice tractors to it over the years. I think with a black 939 last year and a blue Power New Holland, and don't know what'll happen this year yet. We'll have to work that one out closer to the time.
I think people need to watch out this year. We've always had a marquee other years, and people may be looking for the marquee, but now we've been given a building this year to have the barbecue and all in, so we'll be inside 4 walls this year. So people watch out for the big red building. We're in there this year.
That'll be good. That'll give you a wee bit more room for those extra few tractors as well.
That's right, more room for the extra tractors and more comfort for the catering staff.
And look, if you can't bring a tractor, if you're not in a situation or a position to bring a tractor, you can still come down and throw a few quid into the bucket and
go and get your belly
have a
filled.
bit of crack. Exactly, you know what I mean? Because it's I suppose that's what everybody would like to see. It's becoming more and more and more of a sort of a family day. I mean, when you go out round the route, it's lined.
That's right.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go, there's people sitting spectating. So.
And we want the people to come back and come into the hall, into the shed, and take the food. It's there. We get the food donated. We're giving it out again for people to eat. Hopefully they'll give us some money in place of it to go to the charity. That's what it's all about. The more people, the merrier.
There's a raffle and an auction hall as well, like.
Yeah, absolutely.
After,
and the more people in
which
there,
is
the
good
more
fun
chance
as well,
you get,
like.
yeah.
A wee bit of music.
And a wee bit of music.
You would like the wee bit of music.
Oh, I like a wee bit of music.
Can you dance?
Well, I think I can dance. It's all up here, like.
I seen you at the wedding. You can't dance at all.
Guys, from my lovely wee heart-shaped mug of tea, welcome you all would love to see you all at the tractor run on Saturday the 28th. What time do we need to be there for?
Any time from 10 to 12.
Any time from 10 to 12. It's going to be a great bit of crack. bring the kids, bring whatever you can, come join in, and remember, at the end of the day, we're the lucky ones able to sit around the table and talk about it. And if you have young ones, they like tractors. I've never met a kid that doesn't like a tractor.
right.
Bring them, let them get a wee look around and show them the spirit of Christmas by a little donation.
Cheers.
Cheers, boys. Never done cheers to a cup of tea before about that. Or is it tea?